Welcome folks to Drakeotic Plays, and today we're not playing a game, but we're going to talk about a game. So we're going to be talking about the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 that by the time this video drops would have came out, I believe, yesterday, the day before. So yes, coming out here soon is the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1, and what that is a collection of classic Metal Gear Solid games. We're talking Metal Gear Solid 1. Metal Gear Solid 2, Metal Gear Solid 3, a couple NES games, a couple MSX games. I'm not quite sure what the MSX was. I'll have to do some research on that. But with that in mind, though, we're gonna watch and relive some of my childhood here and some of my early 20s with some of these. So yeah, we're gonna watch old E3 trailers of the original Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, and Snake Eater, and then we'll watch the trailer on the Master Collection, and we'll just kind of discuss a little bit. I do plan on doing multiple videos on the Master Collection. Like I did with the Turtles collection, I'll go through all these bonus features in one video, and then I'll do the games individually for some content there. So, but let's go ahead and begin. This is the Metal Gear Solid E3 trailer from 1997. I had got a PlayStation for Christmas when I was young, and this was one of the games I had got was Metal Gear Solid, and I have to admit, it was a mind-blowing I went from the NES, and yeah, I played some games on PC, like Doom, Return to Castle Wolfenstein 3D, Doom 2, stuff like that, Myst. So I have had some gaming in the 3D realm, but most of my gaming at that time was on the NES. You know, the NES obviously was old school 2D graphics, and then playing some games, like I said, on PC. But until I actually got my hands on a PlayStation, it was just mind-blowing, like the way some of the graphics looked at the time, the gameplay, all that stuff on a controller. So, but let's go ahead and jump in and let's check this out. If there's an ad, I'll have to stop them, but I think we're good. The following preview has been approved for all audiences. Konami always made... one of my favorite Konami games is Castlevania. So yeah, being a little kid, getting this game for the first time, it was kind of tough. You know, it's a stealth game, and I'm never really good with stealth games. A lot of times I get impatient. So like early Assassin's Creeds, I just wasn't all that good at them. The later Assassin's Creeds aren't bad because there's more combat than stealth, but something a little different with these games. You know, these bring back memories. You know. Yeah, I think these E3 trailers just kind of show the capabilities of the game at the time. This was before E3 became like mainstream, and when it was just, I think, press people that went and not just open to the general public. Toilets. Digital toilets. And pixelated graphics. For when you gotta poop pixelated, use pixelated toilets. Da, 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 da. Yeah, you always had to avoid cameras. Avoid being caught, because if you get overwhelmed by people, you're gonna get killed. You can choke them out, you can flip them out, you can use darts on them to knock them out. Bad guys can spot other bad guys that are knocked down, so you want to make sure you hide bodies. That was always a thing. And they always have like a cone, so if you saw up in the map, there's a cone of vision. As long as you're outside that cone of vision, you're good. Uh-oh. Stealth. Sneaky, sneaky ninja. Yeah, this fight was always a bitch. Good luck, Snake. You can do it. He can pew, 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 pew with those bullets. He can just fling his samurai sword around and just... But he can't outrun a grenade. Just saying. Spoiler. So yeah, I'm trying not to spoil any things with these games if you haven't played these. But I mean, these games are old as fuck. I mean, come on. Metal Gear is almost 30, you know, creeping on 25 years old. Some of these games are 20 years old. So, I mean, if you haven't played them by now, it's understandable. But I will plan to relive my childhood through playing this collection. And like I said, up to my early 20s with Metal Gear Solid 3. Yeah, so anytime you get the catch, your little exclamation mark pops up above their head. And you're gonna need to run and hide basically. And if you hide, they'll go into search mode where they'll search for you. After that, they will kind of stand down and go back to their post. So it gives you a little chance to kind of breathe if you, if you need to hide. Makes me wonder how much time I'm gonna fail and die, because I haven't played a game like this in a long time. Last Metal Gear I played was Metal Gear 5 when it first came out, which was an amazing game, by the way. Wasn't a finished game, but it was an amazing game. If I'm not mistaken, with Metal Gear 5, they had plans of releasing story through some DLC or just updates, and it never happened because Kojima left Konami, so. Bomb. Bomb. How many bombs you need? Bomb. I don't remember all this. I remember some of this stuff, but I don't remember all this. This is just someone trolling with them. Or the whole place is going. I don't know. Explosions. It's like a Michael Bay film. Metal Gear Solid. Tactical espionage action. What's this, folks? So what is a Metal Gear, you ask? The legend returns. They say Legends returns because this picks up after the MSX games. So yeah, folks, that was Metal Gear Solid. Alright, folks, so this one is Metal Gear Solid 2, Sons of Liberty. This came out on the PlayStation 2. This was the trailer from E3 back in, or maybe ECTS? I don't know what that is, anyways. Back in 2000, this is a trailer that is 23 years old. Maybe I need to turn that up. Hopefully it was loud last time. What am I? Turn on my other volume here. This one was cool because it kind of revolutionized Metal Gear. This kind of also showed what the PlayStation 2 could do. I always looked at these as top tier games that show what the hardware can do at the time. But the story is always as good, as well as just the action is good. I mean, the combat's good, the gameplay is good, and it has a gripping story. It actually makes you care for Snake. This one has a twist, and again, I don't want to spoil anything, but if you haven't played this is a 20-year-old game. So there's another character you play with as well, which was a surprise at the time because all the trailers leading up to the game release showed just Snake. And then all of a sudden there's like, here's this other guy, like, who the fuck is this? Why are we playing as this? But then it turns out, you know, hey, alright, not bad. So, spoiler. It's all part of the story, though. And then that character has his own side game, too. Believe so. Yeah, I've not... Have I played that? I kind of played that one, I think. Some of the side games I've not really played. What's nice about this, too, was... This kind of opened up for a remake of the original Metal Gear Solid. So, on the Nintendo GameCube, they had their own Metal Gear Solid game exclusive to the GameCube. It was called Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, and it was actually a remake of Metal Gear Solid, but using the graphics and gameplay of Metal Gear Solid 2. So it basically took Metal Gear Solid 2, remastered Metal Gear Solid 1 into Twin Snakes. And I played that one too. That one was fucking amazing, guys. If you have a GameCube and you're able to get your hands on Twin Snakes, I looked it up on eBay. They run about $90 for the game on eBay. I'm not going to get it, but I'm hoping in the Master Collection Volume 2, when they release that, I'm hoping they'll release Twin Snakes in that as a bonus or something. Because that would be fucking amazing if they did. But it's going to be probably Metal Gear Solid 4, it's going to be Peace Walkers, and Metal Gear Solid 5 in that collection. I am getting the Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1. I'm getting that on the Switch. But if the Master Collection 2 comes out, I'll probably get that on Xbox or PC. Just so I get the better version of Metal Gear Solid 5. So that was a little teaser. It really didn't show much. One of the coolest things about Metal Gear Solid 2 was... The biggest things I always remembered. There's a part in there when you're fighting and shooting with people is that they can shoot through things. And at the time that was like mind-blowing. It's like, oh my gosh, they can shoot through shelving and boxes and stuff are falling off around you as you're sitting there hunkered down. You know, back in 2000, that was kind of like top of the line shit. You know, you don't really see that much in video games. So when this first comes out and you see like how cool this is and how I don't know, I don't think they showed it in here, did they? Man, I wish I could had that. I had other videos picked out for you, but they were demonstrations. They were like 10-20 minutes long a piece, and I didn't want to make this an hour-long video. But there's parts where they're shooting through like shelving at you. That was really cool. Or the AI would hunt you down, like more so than the first game. So basically you can hide in a cabinet or a locker and they'll actively hunt for you. And if you make a noise, they'll find you. It's really cool how they ramped up the AI from the first game to this game. And it just opens up more. I mean, as we go into Snake Eater and check that out, that one, I played that in my early 20s, and that one was really good too. So we're going to hop into that trailer next. Alright folks, so this is the Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater trailer from the Tokyo Game Show 2003. So I don't know if this has English or if this is in Japanese. I think this is more of a music video. What was cool about this song though is this song's like a James Bond-esque song, so it's kind of always cool to have that, you know, feel of espionage and intrigue from like a James Bond film. But this took place in a jungle, and this was really cool because you had to worry about wildlife. I think you had to eat, if I remember correctly. You unlocked different camos, which was cool, and I think the camos did effects. I could be wrong, but it's been a while since I played, obviously. You know, it's been 20 years since I played this game. Yeah, crocodiles. You always had to worry about the crocodiles. But I think you get a crocodile head, though, later in the game. I can't read it. It's going too fast. Espionage. Close combat. Close quarter combat. Close quarter battles. Defense. Caves. Darkness. Torches. Reflections. Loud noises. Batmans. Oh, wrong game. But it's interesting what they show in the trailers to kind of entice people at the time. But you see like the rail lighting and stuff like that, which was cool for a PlayStation 2 at the time, you know? This was kind of like good shit for PlayStation 2. A lot of survival in this one. It's fun. You had to watch out for traps. Oh, I forgot about that. Snake Eater was good, and I don't want to spoil anything, but you're not really playing Solid Snake in this one. You are playing Snake, don't get me wrong, but like I said, I don't want to spoil anything, but this takes place in the before Solid Snake. Okay, so you're playing Big Boss at this time. It's not like Solid Snake's dad. And you do the same in Metal Gear Solid 5 as well, so this is kind of the origin of Big Boss here. And then, or before he's Big Boss, I want to say. And then when you play Metal Gear Solid 5, that's more, I think, the origin of Big Boss. That's what triggers Big Boss to become who he is. And when you play the games, you'll realize more on that. He's trying to survive with the blood rushing to his head. Snake Eater. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's smooth jazz with Drakeotic. Snake Eater. Yeah. What? No way. Yeah. Flips and shit. Bam, 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 bam. Just shoot the fucker already. Come on. But I mean, at the time, these games were like top shit because let's not deny it here. Kojima can make some good stuff. All right. It's just classic at this point. You know, this is my classic gaming. Okay, my retro games. Snake Eater. So I played that one like 2004. I didn't get it when it first came out. I had my own apartment. Yeah, there he goes. So I had my own apartment and I was playing this, and I just leave the theme song on all the time on the load screen or the credit opening scene. Just because it's iconic. And then, folks, this is the trailer for the Master Collection.
Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
This is the end of the road for you.
End of the road,
First time
Snake.
you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking.
Fun fact, folks. The voice of Solid Snake is also the voice of Sonic the Hedgehog. Now you got some gaming history.
A strong man doesn't need to read the future. He makes his own.
Enjoy watching you die.
Yeah, Psycho Mantis is a crazy boss fight. Experience a timeless story of a man
knows
who's
who
tough
or
as
what
balls.
they are.
Americans are too in love with the sound of their own voice to speak the truth.
You don't remember your
It's
name,
Raiden.
your skills.
You killed my father. That was the beginning of hell.
Gotta prepare her to die.
Learn from me.
There's no right part in murder. Not ever. And we're not in this to make a name for ourselves.
And what are you and Otacon fighting for?
A future?
The future.
You can stop being part of a mistake. Starting now.
Be part of the solution.
World's first Halo jump.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
It's been a lot
I made
longer
a
than
promise to
that.
the boss.
It's time we go to the depths of hell itself.
That's right.
You made him a soldier, and now you will unmake him.
Oh no, explosions.
I raised you. I loved you.
I think that's the
I've
part
given
where
you
like everyone's
weapons,
bawling
taught
at
you techniques,
the end of the
endowed you
game.
with knowledge.
Spoiler.
There is nothing more for me to give you.
Big boss.
All that's left for you to take is my life. By
Yeah, there's a
one
boss
hand,
and Snake Eater
one must die, and one must live.
that if you wait long enough, the guy just dies of old age. I'm gonna pause this here in a second. Right now. Alright, so here's what we get in the Master Collection, folks. We get the Metal Gear Solid. From my understanding, it's gonna be original resolution. Well, no, it's gonna be 1080p, but it's gonna be sized down a bit with a border around it, and you get to choose your borders on what you want around it. Kind of like the Turtles, you got the borders around the game. Metal Gear Solid 2 Sons of Liberty, that's actually the HD collection version, so they've actually already kind of remastered Metal Gear Solid 2 and 3. I think they did that on the PS3. I never had a PlayStation 3, so I don't know. But the ones we're getting are going to be the HD collections versions of those. Going back to Metal Gear Solid, looks like it comes with the VR missions and special missions. So basically it's got VR training missions, and I don't know what the special missions are. So it looks like extra bonus content to basically play. You get also with Metal Gear Solid, if you look down below it, Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2 Solid Snake. Those are the MSX versions, which again, I don't know what the MSX is, so I apologize. I didn't look into it far enough. You get screenplay book, so you also get screenplays of the game. And master book, if I'm not mistaken, is a strategy guide. So you get the whole strategy guide digitalized to look at as well. Same with Metal Gear Solid 2 and Metal Gear Solid 3. We're gonna be getting the screenplays from those as well as the strategy guides. Bonus content on the right over here. Even though it's the same cover, these two games are different. This Metal Gear on the right is this one here is actually from the NES. So that's the Nintendo version. Same with Snake's Revenge. Now, from what I understand, from looking into other videos and stuff like this, Kojima actually doesn't think these are connected with this. This is like separate on its own. Konami made them. Kojima wasn't really involved much, I guess, on those. Kind of bastardized those, I guess, from what I can understand. I could be wrong, but that's what I've heard. But these down here, Kojima was a part of. Okay. And these tie into the stories here and kind of goes from there. Over here, we get some videos, actually, and they are digital graphic novels. So basically, they took graphic novels of Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Solid 2, and made them into a digital video. So I'm not sure what those are. We'll check those out. Soundtrack as well. So that's kind of cool. And I think it's soundtrack for all the games. So I don't know how it's gonna work. Like I said, I'm getting this one on Switch. Probably gonna do the download version instead of a cartridge. But because you got to download it anyways, I guess a lot of it's not on the cartridge anyways, even if I get the cartridge edition. So, so with that in mind, I'll go through all the special features. We'll go through each of the individual games, probably not all of them, but we'll at least have a video on some of these. So we'll have, at least there's a lot of content here we can work on. I am going to be doing more content on specific games. So like the Metal Gear Solid collection here, Lord of the Rings, Return to Moria coming out. I'm going to do more than one video on those. Mario Wonder, which from the time this drops, I would already had one video for Mario Wonder already out. This time of year, folks, I can't just pump out a bunch of new games all the time. So a lot of this stuff I've already had pre-ordered and taken care of. So up until January, February, I'll have newer games coming out with. In January, it's Alone in the Dark. February, it should be Suicide Squad. And then we'll go from there. But as for right now, expect a couple videos on each of these games a piece up through the holiday season until we get past into the new year, and then we'll be back to pumping out new videos and new games. Well, not new video. I'll be pumping out new videos, but I'm saying expect some of the same content in each, game wise. Just because if I'm spending the money on these games, I want to play them. And I want to make sure that, I share that stuff with you guys. So, I am working on my November schedule now. I've already started writing that stuff down, what I'm going to be expecting. So yeah, but until then, folks, you know what it is. Peace.